We're in a society right now where being lazy is okay. It's accepted, it's celebrated, it's normalized. Scroll through your phone for hours, sleep in, do the bare minimum. Nobody says a word. But the moment you decide to rise, the moment you decide to give the extra, the moment you decide to work hard, to be the elite, to separate yourself from the pack, there's going to be conflict. People are going to hate it. They're going to hate you for it. Not because you did something wrong, because your success exposes their laziness. Your effort highlights their excuses. When you decide to go to the next level and everybody else is sitting on the bench, it pisses off all the people that ain't doing nothing with their life because they don't value their time. They're wasting it. And your grind is a mirror showing them exactly what they're not doing. Accept the fact that you're going to be different. Accept it now. Make peace with it. You're going to be criticized. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people talk about you behind your back. People who have never done anything with their lives are going to have opinions about how you should live yours. But not only that, you're going to feel very alone oftentimes on the journey. The top is lonely. The grind is lonely. The early mornings are lonely. The late nights are lonely. And you're not going to feel like a lot of people understand you. They won't. They can't. Because they haven't been where you're going. And it's making a decision up front. A decision that says, I'm okay with not being like everyone else. I'm okay with not being part of the pack. I want to be different. I want to stand out. I want to leave a mark. Why can't you be satisfied? Why do you always have to get things so perfect? Why do you spend so much time here? People are going to ask you these questions. They're going to question your sanity. They're going to question your priorities. If people think you're crazy, take it as a compliment. Seriously. Look them in the eye and say thank you so much. Because the same people who think you're crazy, they don't change the world. They never have. They never will. If they do think you're crazy and they do think you're unrealistic and they do think you're nuts, that's a great thing. Because that means that you're thinking far bigger than any of the people around you. And that is always a good thing if you follow it up with action. If you just think big and do nothing, you're delusional. But if you think big and you execute, you're a visionary. So when they say these things, use them to your advantage. Use their doubt as fuel. Use their criticism as confirmation. Use their laughter as a reinforcement of the fact that you are on the right path. And I know it doesn't feel that way all the time. I know some days you question yourself. I know some nights you lie awake wondering if they're right. But I promise you, that's what it means. When people don't understand you anymore, when they look at you with confusion, when they can't relate to your drive, you're in that spot of obsession and drive, that spot where greatness lives. Crazy means that you have the ability to see things that other people can't. Anybody that's done something great, they don't think like anybody else. They can't. If they thought like everybody else, they would be everybody else. They would have what everybody else has, which is nothing. Everyone's going to think you're nuts. You're going to arrive at that time when the whispers start, when the eyebrows raise, when people pull each other aside and say, what's wrong with them? But let me tell you something. If you want to build something real high and real special, the foundation has to go real deep. You cannot build a skyscraper on a shallow base. Most people can't tolerate the deep phase, the phase where nobody sees you, the phase where there's no glory. The phase where you're just digging, just working, just sweating. That's where most people quit. That's where most people give themselves an excuse. They say, he's built different. She's just built different. Well, if you mean he gets up earlier than everyone else, if you mean he stays later than everyone else, if you mean he asks questions when nobody else will, if you mean he stays humble when everyone else is arrogant, if you mean he works really hard, but no one's around to see it, then yeah, he's built different. You wake up earlier than people. You stay later than people. You ask questions. You stay humble. You work harder than anyone, but no one's there to applaud. I guarantee you, someone that feels bad about themselves will label you as built different. They'll use it as an excuse for why they're not doing what you're doing. Built different should be your label. Wear it with pride. Because people feel bad about themselves when they see you grinding. You are going to be called crazy. You're going to be called unrealistic. You're going to be questioned. You're going to have your friends put doubt in your mind. Are you sure about that? Is that really realistic? Don't you think you're reaching a little too far? These people don't get it. They do not understand what it takes. They do not understand what you are trying to do. They do not understand why you are trying to do it. And for that reason, you have to ignore them. Not politely, not temporarily. You have to shut them out. You have to learn to turn the volume down on these people by limiting your access to them. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying your dreams. Stop seeking their approval. And then continue to execute. Continue to work. Continue to build. So you do not hear the naysayers. You do not hear the hate. You do not hear the laughter. You do not hear the doubt. And you can focus on becoming exactly who you want to become. And eventually, when you've gone on and you've created everything that you want to create, you will not be able to hear these people laugh because they'll be in the same spot where you started and you will be 100 miles down the road. They'll still be talking. You'll still be winning. That's the difference. If you want to live a life that will go into the history books, you must have an absence of an off switch. You cannot stop. You cannot take breaks when the feeling hits you. You cannot rest when you're tired and call it a day. Whoever can do it for the longest wins the biggest. That's the truth. Whoever can stay the most consistent, whoever will be the most psycho competitor will grow the biggest and the fastest. Not the most talented, not the most connected, the most obsessed. And if you learn to get super obsessed, your obsessions become your possessions. That is a fact. It's not spiritual woo-woo, it's physics. What you focus on expands. What you think about, you bring about. You draw into your life exactly what it is you think about. It's a physical reality that you attract to yourself what you think about. So the difference in your life is 9% of your thoughts. 91% of your thoughts are the same every single day. But that 9% that changes, that 9% that you control, that's everything. You got to hone in and get aware of what you think about and then alter those 9% of the thoughts that are variable on a daily basis to serve you, to push you, to drive you, to keep you going when everyone else stops. That level of I must have this is like oxygen. You need it like you need air. Until it is that urgent, until it is that necessary, you won't get it. You'll stay comfortable. You'll stay average. You'll stay exactly where you are. It is going to demand so much of you, more than you think you have. You're going to fall so many times. You're going to face so many obstacles. And unless it must happen in your life, unless it's a non-negotiable, one of them will make you stop. One setback, one rejection, one bad day, and you'll be done. You can't be for sale. If your will can be bought, if your commitment can be negotiated, if your discipline can be traded for comfort, you're just not going to get it. The transition is going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In order for you to go from one level to the next level, in order for any woman to transition, for any man to transition, for any human to level up, the thing that they want must be greater than the thing that currently has them. Your desire for the future has to outweigh your attachment to the present. You only go to another level when you say enough is enough, when you hate the level you're at, when you look at your life and you feel that fire in your gut. You got to get to the point in your life where you say, I have had it. I'm not going to live like this anymore. No, there's got to be more for me. I was born for more. I was built for more, and I will not stop until I get it. You must decide. You must become sold on that decision, sold out, locked in, and you must never be reasonable with anything less. Don't negotiate with your dream. Don't lower the bar. Don't make excuses for why it's okay to settle. Go to war. Work on yourself. If you want unreasonable results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. You have to be willing to do what reasonable people won't do. Part of being unreasonable, you don't judge according to appearances. You don't look at where you are now and use that to predict where you can go. Part of being unreasonable, you can see it because you believe it. You see the finish line before you cross it. You feel the victory before the battle is over. Part of being unreasonable, you must have the faith to call forth those things that be not as though they were. You speak it into existence. You act as if it's already done. That's part of being unreasonable. Because logical, practical thinking says you can't do it today. It says you don't have the money. You don't have the connections. You don't have the experience. Logical thinking keeps you stuck. But if you want to produce unreasonable results in your life, like living your dream and taking charge of your destiny, you've got to be an unreasonable person. You've got to be an uncommon person. A person who refuses to think like the crowd, who refuses to act like the crowd, who refuses to accept the limitations that everyone else accepts. Losers look for the shortcut their entire lives. That's why they never get anywhere. They want the prize without the price. They want the trophy without the training. They want the stage without the struggle. It's the hard path that builds you. It's the hard path that creates you. It's the hard path that myself and every other person that you ever looked at and thought, damn, I want what they have. I want that for me. That's the path they went on. So what makes you think you're going to work your way around this path? What makes you think there's a secret elevator to the top? There isn't. The test is the path. The skills are gained on the hard path. The resilience is forged on the hard path. The character is built on the hard path. Everything that you want is at the end of the path that no one else will take. The path that looks scary. The path that looks lonely. The path that looks impossible. That's where your dream lives. Build yourself into someone who's able to overcome. Instead of looking for the path of least resistance, build yourself into a weapon that can move down the hard path effectively, efficiently, relentlessly, regardless of what comes your way. And you'll become the kind of person that can achieve anything. Not just one thing, anything. We spend our whole lives trying to fit in. We want to be normal. We want to be accepted. We want to be liked. But the people we idolize the most, the people we put on posters, the people we study are the ones that stand out, the ones that were different, the ones that were called crazy. To be the best at what you do, you have to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. You have to be obsessed. Obsessed to the point where people think you're crazy. High performers are obsessed about the topic in which they're trying to learn, master, and grow into. They eat it, they sleep it, they breathe it. And if no one thinks you're crazy, you're not yet operating at the outer limits of your potential. You're not there yet. You're still playing small. You're still hiding. Because somebody in your life should say, you really care about this in a crazy way. Someone should notice that you're different, that you're intense, that you're not playing games. And when you get there, when they call you crazy, when they call you obsessed, when they call you too much, you know you found your thing. You know you're on the right track. If you really want this, you gotta learn to sacrifice. You gotta learn to give up to go up. You cannot carry the old life into the new life. You cannot bring your old habits, your old friends, your old mindset into your new future. Something has to die. Something has to be left behind. It becomes necessary for us to excel in this. It's not a hope anymore. It's not a preference. It's not a would be nice. It's a must. It becomes so necessary that it connects with our identity, that we feel it is necessary for me to deliver with excellence here because that is who I am. This is not what I do. This is who I am. This topic, this thing I'm doing, I care about this. I want to master this. I want to be the best. And when we hit that game changer, when we cross that line, if you dare to go to limits that you've never been to before, they will remember your legacy forever. Your name will be spoken. Your story will be told. Your impact will outlive you. You know what you got to do to get to paradise? You got to fight like hell to get to paradise. Paradise starts in hell. It always has, it always will. The breakthrough comes after the breakdown. The victory comes after the war. The sunrise comes after the darkest hour. It's the ones that can fight. It's the ones that can take a punch and get back up. It's the ones that can lose and come back stronger. Those are the ones that succeed. If it's something you once envisioned and now it's real, it's because you didn't just envision it. Vision without emotion is just a daydream. You brought so much emotion to it that you unleashed all your desire. You became obsessed with it. You started with a concrete vision of what you wanted, and you focused on it continuously, didn't you? Wherever focus goes, energy flows. That's not a quote, that's a law. You have to be obsessive. You have to be addicted. You have to be disciplined. You have to be willing to do what normal people refuse to do. If you want to show me you want to win that bad, pack your calendar. Don't tell me you want it. Don't post about it. Don't make vision boards. Pack your calendar. Fill every hour. Fill every day. That's how you show the world that you want to win. Because everything is based off of activity, not intention, not desire, not hopes, activity. It is mathematically impossible for you not to win at the highest level if your calendar is packed from day till night, every single day, the entire year, day after day after day after day after day without you winning. If you're still not winning, you gotta work smarter and you gotta work harder. You gotta do both. You cannot outwork a lack of strategy, and you cannot out-strategize a lack of work. You need both. Those times when you get up early and you work hard. Those times when you stay up late and you work hard. Those times when you don't feel like working. You're too tired. You don't want to push yourself, but you do it anyway. That is actually the dream. That moment of choosing work over comfort, that's not the price you pay for the dream. That is the dream. That is the life. That is the transformation. Greatness is not something that you meet once. It's not a destination you arrive at. It's something that you meet thousands of times in your life, in every choice, in every rep, in every early morning. And you don't reach it if you're not constantly in constant pursuit of it. If you think you can achieve greatness and then coast, you're wrong. Greatness requires maintenance. It requires daily effort. And when you do this long enough, winning becomes not something that you aspire to do. Winning becomes who you are. It becomes your identity. It becomes your default setting. People always say you gotta love the work. You gotta love what you do. Let me tell you something. You don't have to love what you do. You don't have to wake up singing. You don't have to be happy every second. You just have to be addicted to what you do. You have to be addicted to winning. All the greats on this planet were addicted to something. Michael Jordan was addicted to winning. Kobe was addicted to the grind. Steve Jobs was addicted to excellence. You got to get addicted to something good, something that builds you, something that doesn't destroy you. You got to cross the line in life. If you really want to make it and you ain't got a bunch of money, you're not born rich, you're not connected, you don't have the last name, you got to cross the line. You got to go where nobody else wants to go. You got to work the hours nobody else wants to work. You got to put in 18-hour days. Sometimes you got to go further than the average guy next to you, further than your competition, further than your own expectations. This is what I live for. I am obsessed with this. So if it costs my life, if I die in the pursuit of my obsession, then so be it. I went out doing what I love. I went out swinging. I went out on my shield. People that are interested only take action when it's convenient, when the conditions are perfect, when they feel motivated, when they have time. When you are committed to producing results, there are no excuses. You find the time, you carve out the time, you steal the time, you become disciplined, you form habits, you build systems, and the breakthroughs follow every single time. Not sometimes, not when you're lucky, every single time. Because the math doesn't lie. Effort plus consistency plus time equals results. It's inevitable. The only limit to our impact is our creativity and our caring. That's it. If you care enough and you're creative enough, there is no limit. There is no ceiling. There is no glass ceiling. There is no wall. There is only your willingness to keep going. Stop thinking about the score of the game. Stop checking the scoreboard. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Focus on one thing you can control. Just one thing. How much you give. Every moment you're on that court. Every moment you're in that office. Every moment you're in that gym. Give everything. There are going to be days when you win and when you lose. That's life. But the only days you're going to know when you win or lose are going to be by your measurement of yourself. Did you give your best? Did you leave it all out there? Did you hold back? That's the only score that matters. What's the single most important key to success above anything else? I'll tell you, it's not talent, it's not skill, it's not intelligence, it's not luck, it's hunger. Pure, raw, burning hunger. If you get enough hunger going in you for an answer, you'll find the answer. If you got a hunger deep inside you that says, I gotta take things to the next level, I gotta achieve, I gotta make a difference, I gotta expand, I gotta grow, I gotta become more than I am today, you will find the answer. The answer will reveal itself. The door will open. The path will appear. If every single moment you're on that court, you're engaged at level 10 or above, if such a thing even exists, and you gave every ounce of yourself, every minute on the court, then it doesn't matter what the score is. You won because you became more and you gave more. And that version of you, the one who gave everything, that version cannot lose. Look, I'd love to sugarcoat this for you. I'd love to tell you it's easy. I'd love to tell you that you can go out here, get rich, do a couple of things, and it's all gonna happen. But it ain't happening like that. You gotta get real doggish. You gotta get downright funky. You gotta get gritty. You gotta get nasty. You gotta get hungry. If you wanna be ordinary, just go on about your business. Do what everyone else does. Sleep in, watch TV, scroll, complain, stay comfortable. But if you have extraordinary aspirations, if you want more than the average person, then you're going to have to do extra. You're going to have to go beyond. You're going to have to give more than everyone else. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things that put you in that category. Not hope to be there, not wish to be there. Do the things. All of you have extraordinary capabilities. All of you have the potential to expand yourself, to take yourself out of your comfort zone. But listen to me closely. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. It will stretch you. It will challenge you. It will break you and rebuild you. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to make discomfort your home. If you ever want to be successful, start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Not pressure from your parents, not pressure from your boss, pressure from within. Get out here and get about it. Stop waiting. Stop debating. Stop analyzing. Start doing. You have to be obsessive. You have to be obsessive. I'll say it twice because it's that important. You have to be addicted. You have to be disciplined. You have to be relentless. The key is you. Everyone else is looking for other individuals to do stuff for them. If only I had a mentor. If only I had a coach. If only I had a partner. If only someone would believe in me. Stop looking for help from everybody else. It starts and it ends with you. No matter where anyone thinks I should be, no matter what anyone says about me, I'm willing to let the whole world think I'm crazy. My commitment to my obsession is so great that I'm willing to stand by my damn self. Are you? Do you have that in you? Look at any person who has achieved greatness in this life. Any of those things required all-in effort. I mean, jump in the pool head first. Don't worry about the what ifs. Don't worry about the risks. Don't worry about the fears. Just jump and make yourself a damn swim. And when I say all in, I mean all in, not half in, not mostly in, not in when it's convenient. Every moment, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every single year. For as long as it takes for you to get where you're going, you should be consumed with that path. You should be married to it. You should be obsessed with it. You have to dedicate every breath, every ounce of energy, and every thought and effort that you possibly have in your heart to becoming what it is you want to be. You better learn to get really used to being uncomfortable. And if you can get used to being uncomfortable, if you can learn to thrive in the struggle, your limits are non-existent. There is no ceiling. There is no wall. There is only the next level, and the level after that, and the level after that. All in is not 50%. All in is not 60 hours a week if you're wasting 40 of them. All in is not, I work hard until Saturday and then I take 2 days off. All in is all in. Every day, every hour, every minute. And you either are or you aren't. There is no middle ground. There is no gray area. You're either obsessed or you're making excuses. You're either all in or you're not in at all. Choose now, because the clock is ticking and the world is not waiting for you to make up your mind. Get off the fence, burn the boats, go all in, and never look back.